Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Vinay. I am the founder and president of We Are Listening.
Hi, it's Antoinette, your one and only co-founder. We are listening.
Hey, it's Cass. I am one of the directors and mentors for We Are Listening.
Hello, ladies.
How you doing? How you doing?
Right. So we promised that we were going to do what we wish we should have known. So
Yeah.
here we are on series two.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're
well,
going to
episode 2 of this
Episode
series.
2.
Episode
Yeah,
2.
something like that. Y'all know what I mean.
Yes.
I know what I mean.
Yes.
So we are going to talk about what we wish we would have known going into college and when we were in college. So what we wish we would have known. So we're going to talk about several different things. Ladies. There were so many things that we found out later. We were like, I wish I would have known that, you know?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, just simple thing from simple to complex, right?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
College is a long 4 years, but at the same time, it's a short 4 years.
Yes.
Like you look back, you're like, dang, that went by quickly.
Right.
So you have 4 years to make all of these decisions, and we're here to help you make those decisions before you go to college and while you are in college.
Yes.
As Vinay said.
Yes. And
I know,
young ladies, let me tell you, you guys are just blessed because social media platforms, like you have the opportunity to hear about things before you even go, before you do it. We didn't have that. Like it was trial and error, hot mess, everything. Because we didn't have, if we didn't have anybody that's
hot mess express.
Right.
Right.
So we want to talk to y'all about different things. Cass, Aunt, what did y'all wish y'all knew before you went to school or while you were in there?
I know for me, I know without a shadow of a doubt. Whew, do not procrastinate when it comes to registering, because the longer you wait to register, you're stuck with the worst schedule.
Oh my goodness.
You will have those 8 a.m. classes.
Oh. Or I had a class at like 9 o'clock in the morning and then a gap until 1 o'clock. And it was like from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3 to 3 to 4.
Yes.
Gosh, no.
Right.
So I wish I would have that it made a difference. I just felt like, oh, it'll be there. No.
Yes. And let me tell you, it's easier today too, because everybody registers online. Before we had to go into the school.
Ooh,
so we were procrastinating, we'll get to it when we get to it, and then you get there and your schedule is a mess.
At least for me, we didn't have to register in person. We had to call. So you had to sit on your little campus phone in your room and dial this number and hope it wasn't busy.
You are
and hope it wasn't busy. And you're like, oh, come on, please let me get this. Yep. So that's how we had to.
Cass, you're younger than me. I didn't have to do that.
I don't know. But maybe it was the school I went to. I don't know. But I remember, like, seriously, like, whatever, like 8 o'clock, sitting there, and I had my little book, because we had a book of classes, and I had circled the ones I wanted, and I was like, okay, for my okay, I want you type in the code for the class.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah. But luckily, I always got the classes that I wanted.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
like Aunt said, I was early. I was on time when I had to schedule when you register. Like Aunt said, I had the time and date of when I needed to register, and I was there.
But how about when there's a list of classes like you completely don't want to take, like sculpture, and you just take it because if you don't, you're not going to get the credits you need that semester.
You need those.
There were times when I just didn't, I just waited till the next semester. I was like, I'm not just taking sculpturing and things that I'm not interested in,
Yeah.
But you live and you learn.
But it's interesting though, Vinay, that you say that, because taking a class that you have no interest in might actually spark an interest in you.
That's true.
It might be something that you never even thought of.
Right.
But all of a sudden you're like, you know what?
I like this.
This isn't half bad. I mean,
you should definitely look at the syllabus and get an idea of that, because I remember one time I registered for a class thinking it would be an easy A, It was like biology of nutritional biology or something like that. I couldn't stand science, so I was trying to find the one I thought would be the easiest, and it was something about nutrition. I was like, food, I got this. No, there was so much scientific stuff about food. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? So definitely, you should research what the classes are about too, so you have at least an idea going in.
Right, your plan B, because you have your plan A, you have all your classes that you know you want to take. Your plan B, research those two, just so you know. And speaking of classes, what I think too is that you should select elective classes that you really want to take, like something you want to learn, something maybe you didn't learn in school, you know, from elementary through high school, a new topic, a new class. I know for me, the first time I took African American studies was in college as an elective. And I'm so glad that I did. That was one of the best classes I had ever taken. The information was remarkable. And if I didn't take that class, I wouldn't have learned a lot about what I learned about history, about Black Americans and people, you know, just the history in America. I would not have learned that if it wasn't for my elective class. So when you choose your electives, like Antoinette said, read about them. It may spark an interest. Like Cass said, you may come across something that you didn't know you might like, and you might be like, hey, this seems interesting. So give it a try. You just never know.
And I would also say, take classes that are going to challenge you. Yes, you want that easy A, but take classes that push you out of your comfort zone. I have never been comfortable public speaking. I'm much more comfortable now than I used to be.
A lot of people.
One of my friends, and one of my friends, they took an acting class. They said, girl, it's an easy A, take it, da 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 da. I don't know what I was thinking. Acting, obviously you have to speak in front of people, but I heard easy A and I jumped on it. First day of class, the professor's talking to us and he says, okay, so your final project is a scene that you have to put on in front of the class. I sat there
you go.
till the end of class. Class was dismissed. I ran to the registrar's office. I was like, where's that drop slip? Because I'm not doing this class.
Yes.
Dropped the class before the end of the week. But I should have taken it and challenged myself, because the job I have now, I stand up in front of people and I train. And I'm talking to them just like this on Zoom and in person. So I was like, that could have really given me some tips and pointers on how to really come across. I mean, I learned it, like Vinay said, through trial and error, but that class could have given me a great foundation.
That's great advice.
Challenge yourself. You're scared because you're learning something new, but that's okay.
Yes.
College is a place for you to try and fail.
Yes.
You'll be all right.
Absolutely.
So
we lost Antoinette.
Take those easy A classes.
They said, this is trial and error. I'm out of here.
Ann said, you dropped the class. I'm dropping the call.
Welcome back, Ann.
Hey, nice of you to join us.
Right.
So even if the class challenges you and it scares you because you're getting pushed out of your comfort zone, I say stick with it, because that's where you're going to learn.
Yes.
When you are pushed out of your comfort zone, it's fun and easy to go to a class where you know everything, but what are you learning?
Right.
What are you growing? What are you challenging? Nothing.
Exactly.
So I definitely say to take that class that's going to challenge you.
Yes. I know of a professor one time that said, everybody's like, take that professor. He's easy. And it's like, okay, easy A, let's take him. He was like, I decided to change the syllabus because I heard I had a reputation that I was easy. So here you go. It was hard. He got wind that he was an easy A. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna get y'all. All right. So another thing I wish I would have known going into college is to buy used books. Like we need to buy used books, because I would pay for like the fully priced book. I think the most expensive book, if I recall correctly, was like $79 or something like that.
I remember my daughter had a book that was $200.
Whoa.
Couldn't find it used, because of the fact that it was a new edition. But we found out that Amazon had a program where you could rent it. Once we found out that you can rent it from Amazon, I was like, oh, that's great. But I'm pretty sure there are other platforms that
Yes,
make it available for you to rent as
that's
well.
great advice. So
Yeah.
That is.
students
What's
watching,
the-
like make sure you look into that you could just rent it. And when it's over with, your class, you can
you
just
turn to
return
that?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive book that I had to purchase? I say I like it was me. It was my mom. Come on now, we gonna be. It was probably like $80, $90.
Yeah. And
For
back
the
then
book.
that was expensive. I mean,
It
it's still
was
expensive
like
today. Ask me to buy a book for
right.
$75, $80.
And like Aunt said, like those new edition books or the computer books that have the disc in the back and like you have to use it and you can't spell it back because of
Right.
the disc and it's just
Right.
so yeah.
Cass, you are constantly dating yourself. The disc.
The floppy disk with the
Right, right.
Commodore
First
64.
of all, it
The
wasn't the
students
floppy disk.
watching, the
It was the
people
C.
watching, they
It
not
was
even
the
gonna know what
CD-ROM. It was the CD-ROM. It wasn't the floppy disk. You gonna leave me alone?
Or Commodore 64.
Commodore. Oh my
What
goodness.
y'all not gonna do is make me feel old. Yes, I'm talking about the textbook that had the disc in the back. Leave me alone.
The young
So,
ladies watching this, they're gonna be like, the what? The disc.
It really doesn't
So
matter if it was back in the day or if it's now. A lot of the stuff that we're saying, even though some stuff has been updated, it's still really useful information. Now, one thing I wish that we did have back in my day was the ability to find out about my professor. Now, Vinay touched on it a little bit before when you said the one professor had the easy A. Well, they actually have a website where you can go to ratemyprofessors.com and it give you not necessarily the syllabus, but it gives you an idea of the teacher's temperament and how they are and everything. And I think that's pretty awesome because sometimes, just the personality between two people, if they don't work well, if you're a person that needs someone who is like, if you're auditory and this person is just basically depending on teaching style,
yeah,
that information ahead of time would be really useful.
Yeah, that's good.
it would. Yeah, that's great because I know there were some professors. If I had gone on that, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna wait out till next semester.
Right, exactly.
Because that can have a real impact on your experience in the class.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
the vibe of the teacher and how they teach, whether they're engaging, whether they're real monotonous and they have that like voice that doesn't do anything but say like this and so yeah, knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah. And I
can
like
be
the
really
idea
helpful.
of having experienced diverse teachers, because you don't want the same type of teacher either all the time, because you're going to experience different people in life. So during those core years when you're in college, it's important that you interact with different personalities,
Yes.
because you're going to have to deal with people like that in the world anyway. So you have some teachers that are easy, some that are really hard, some that are just plain difficult, like they make things difficult on purpose. And
Right.
I think it's a good
No
experience.
reason.
I think it's a good experience because you have to learn how to navigate around that professor. I had a mentee who was dealing with a situation like that. And, I gave her advice on how to handle that professor and what to do. And it turned out to be a positive outcome for her, but it was definitely a challenge for her. But I think she learned a lot from it.
Right.
Yeah.
I had
What else,
I think
ladies?
another
What
thing to
else?
learn.
What else?
I was gonna say another thing to learn, like or know, is that yes, you are in college and people like, oh, you're young, but you have a lot of power, a lot of agency. Like if you need to speak to your professor, they have office hours. Go to those office hours and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Because like Vinay said, some professors are very difficult just to be difficult. Go to their office hours and have that conversation. Like, I'm not understanding why, you're giving me this or why this is happening.
Exactly.
Advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So don't be scared.
Yeah, no, that's excellent advice, because prior to that, if you know, if you're a young student, 9 times out of 10, your parents have been advocating for you up until this point. So it is important to use those resources. And when you're going to school, I don't know if you realize you're paying for a lot of things. You're paying to use their facilities, their computer labs, whatever tutoring is,
Libraries, gym, fitness centers.
advantage of all of that. Take advantage of it. Become familiar with that library. Become familiar with your the heads of the different, I started to say states, department.
You feel like you're in a country when you're in college. What state am I in now?
And when you're showing an interest in your own education, it kind of helps you stand out too, because these professors, you have to think about it, from 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes to 6 o'clock at night, it's one class after another for them teaching the same exact thing. So you can kind of blend in with the masses. So if you find yourself struggling or having any type of questions and need that one-on-one, do not, like Cass said, set up an appointment, we meet with them, email them, and they can assist you, or they can get you through to the resources, and they'll at least know, okay, well, you know what, Cass is making an effort, and that definitely
Love
makes
that.
a difference. Definitely. But what I
And
was
also, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, to piggyback off what you said about differentiating yourself from other students, when it comes time to write a recommendation, those professors will be able to write a really good recommendation because they know you.
Yes.
It's not going to be a generic, yes, Antoinette was in my class. She was a good student. She graduated with an A,
Right.
It'll be like Antoinette did this. And
she was ambitious, and she, she wasn't shy when she was struggling. And
that is a really good way to differentiate yourself and get a good recommendation letter. So
yes,
that's
another word of advice.
That's an excellent point.
Getting good with the teachers, because you need those recommendation letters.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see. There was something else. You know what I didn't know? And I found this out with my daughter when she was in college, because they sent her an email saying that not to forget to apply to graduate. And I was like, what do you mean apply to graduate? Well, if you go to a big university and there's like a class of 10,000 graduating, some people are going to be able to graduate that summer. Some people might be graduating that December. They don't really know. So you have to be prepared to make sure that you have all your classes, you've completed all the requirements, and you have to fill out something telling them it's your intention to graduate that thing. And so that's something that people don't realize. So you want to be aware of that, because you're going to get bombarded with all sorts of emails. And if you're like me, I'm no good with emails.
No.
You don't want it to get lost in the sauce. So know that's a good one.
Yes, Antoinette, your email asking you to apply to graduate would be in the 5,989th email that you have not checked. Which drives me.
That would give me such agita to have that many unread emails.
Like
I can't do it.
I think
so
my
that's
email
another
has
thing.
2 right now.
Stay on top of your email,
which can become very, very overwhelming.
Yes. So stay on top of it.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I didn't have, I'm gonna date myself again. I didn't have email like that when I was in college. So I didn't have anything to keep on top of. But now, keep on top of your email. Don't let it sit there.
And I think that you can put a star. I know in Google with Gmail, you can star what's like most important to you. So when those email, when you get those emails from school, you can make those stand out with everything else, like the shopping and, Victoria's Secrets. And
I have that gave me an excellent idea, Vinay. You get an email from the school. It'll be such and such at edu.com. Do not give that email out to the stores or anything that you sign up. Only use it for school. That make it easier for you to kind of be up to date with which information you need from the school, and you won't be inundated like I am, mixing it with your other personal information.
Yes. I think I have 8 email addresses. That can become a little overwhelming too, but I don't have to check certain ones because I know that one's just used for store card things. This one is the one for my kids' school. This one, so certain ones I just don't check. I just created it so when they ask me for an email address, I give them an email address. One other thing, because we got to wrap it up, I was going to say is I think everybody should choose a minor. And my personal opinion is that people should choose English, communications, or grammar, anything in like the English and writing field, because you need that forever. And sometimes you don't always learn what you need to learn, unfortunately, in elementary, junior high, and high school. And you need fillers. You need to learn certain things, and you'll always have to write. You'll always have to speak at work, what. So I think it's very important that people minor in some type of English or communications, but you should definitely have a minor.
Yeah.
My would have been minor was women's studies.
Nice. I need that
Psych
today.
and women's studies.
Definitely need that today.
Woo! Let me tell you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I'm about to go back. I'm about to go back just to finish that minor in
Yes.
women's studies.
Yes. All right. Well, it was so much fun catching up with you ladies. We definitely, we see each other all the time, but our series, we're going to be back on to do. I just want to give us a shout out because although I have on the black shirt and my coworkers got on the white, we all have on we did not plan this, okay? We all have on the same, we all have on the same shirt.
Yes.
That's awesome. I am unique. I am different. I am me.
I am me.
You
Yes.
ladies.
And Bené, where could you get these shirts from, Bené?
Oh, you can go to our website, wearelistening.org, and there's a shop on there. And not only do we have shirts, we have dresses, we have all different types of shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, and anything you buy. A portion of the proceeds go to We Are Listening. They're donated to We Are Listening. So if you want to support us, if you love our workshops and you love what we do and our mentoring and our series and everything that we do, you can support us by purchasing some of our items. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.